Our leader starting the final round of play, Zoran Zorkic out of Houston, Texas. Saturday, he had a great day. Let's check him out as he made birdie after birdie. Let's pick Zoran up now. He's about 210 yards out here at the par 5 15th hole. Being the kind of player he is out of Texas, he's going to go for it in a big way, and he'll get this one home. On and 2 on the par 5 15th. And that tap in for birdie. Here he is at the 16th, again for birdie. At the 18th hole, he's going to pick up his 7th birdie of the day, give him the lead going to Sunday. He'll knock this one in. We'll be back after these messages.
Hi, I'm Julie.
I'm Kathy, and we're from the Hooters of Roswell.
And you're watching the NGA Hooters Tour on Fox.
TJ and I were just walking through the park, and out of nowhere, a little boy comes up to me and says, "Can I have your autograph?" I looked around and I said, "Me? Why me?" He says, "Well, my dad and I were in the restaurant the other day, and you're our Hooters girl." I love my job. You know, Hooters has provided me the opportunity to pursue my education in broadcast journalism. One day, Tom Brokaw, I'm gonna have your job. And TJ, he never has to worry about where his next bone's coming from. Come see me at Hooters.
Get him out of there. Bust it up, boys. Let's go.
There's ordinary beer. And then there's Michelob. Beer or Michelob?
Naming our salad dressing Naturally Fresh gives us a lot to live up to. So we use only the freshest vegetables and spices. And because we add no preservatives, you won't find Naturally Fresh on the salad dressing aisle. You'll only find it in the refrigerated produce section. Naturally Fresh gives you premium quality without the premium price. We're located with the rest of the fresh produce. So try us next time you shop for fresh fruits and vegetables. The Naturally Fresh name is our promise.
My barbecue sauce has the big, bold taste that really makes barbecue taste great. Barbecue sauce.
That's not barbecue sauce. This is barbecue sauce.
Jackaroo barbecue sauce. Big taste from a big place.
As our cameras give you a glimpse of hole 16 and 17, part of our final round coverage, we'd also like for you to check out the magnificent Whitewater Clubhouse. Here are some of the key pairings for today's final round. Scott Gardner, a former small college All-America. Brian Slevin was an All-America at the University of Georgia. Dickie Thompson's played on the PGA Tour on 3 occasions. Mark Wilson was the Atlantic Coast Conference Player of the Year 2 seasons ago. Scott Kamen won last year on the Hooters Tour. Jack O'Keefe spent last year on the PGA Tour. Zoran Zorkic may be the most consistent player on the Hooters Tour, and Garrett Willis, an outstanding young talent. And Chris Winship, a winner a year ago on the Hooters Tour. Hello, everybody. I'm Lee Moore. Welcome to beautiful Whitewater Country Club located near Peachtree City, Georgia. We are at final round action of the Jackaroo Classic. Earlier this week, 144 young men on the NGA Hooters Tour started pursuit of the $100,000 purse with $15,000 for first place. As we began the last round of action, which you'll be seeing very shortly, Zoran Zorkic out of Houston, Texas is our leader at 12 under par. However, there are at least 10 players within a real chance of catching our leader. We'll be taking you out on the golf course very shortly. But first we want to tell you about This tour, the NGA Hooters Tour, celebrating its 10th year anniversary. Some great players have moved on up to the PGA and Nike Tours, but this afternoon, you're going to be watching the next superstars. Again, the purse is $100,000, $15,000 to first place. And speaking of money, a pot of gold awarded at the end of the season on the Hooters Tour represents a unique bonus program in all of professional golf. The $500,000 Naturally Fresh Winners Points Championship will have $200,000 going to the number one player. 49 others will share in the other $300,000. Points are awarded primarily for order of finish in each of the 21 tournaments. 200 points for a victory, 195 for second, and so on. Again, the winner will receive $200,000. And coming into the Atlanta event, Scott Medlin is our points leader, followed by Kamen, Larson, Blanton, Short, and Winship.
Hey, I'm Tiffany.
And I'm Lauren.
And you're watching the NGA Hooters Tour
And this week is a Jackaroo Classic
at Whitewater Country Club.
What the?
People think that the Australian outback is full of young, wild ranch hands called jackaroos. Fact is, jackaroos are quite civilised. Until they grab hold of the big, bold taste of their favourite jackaroo barbie sauce. Then things can get a bit out of hand. Every jackaroo knows, if you don't have jackaroo barbie sauce, you ain't got jack.
Finding the best bottled water can be very confusing. At first glance, all water looks the same. But if you scientifically precipitate out the solids, you discover all water is not equal. Introducing Naturally Fresh Pure Spring Mountain Water, refreshingly pure. This naturally fresh spring water adds extra quality to the all-natural goodness of every naturally fresh product. Make the clear choice. Naturally Fresh Pure Spring Mountain Water.
This broadcast is brought to you by Hooters Restaurants, home of the world-famous chicken wings and the nearly world-famous Hooters Girls. Naturally Fresh Pure Spring Water. All water is not pure. Taste the quality of Naturally Fresh Pure Spring Water. Jackaroo Sauce. If you just got sauce, you ain't got Jack. And sponsored by Smooth, Rich-Tasting Michelob. Beer or Michelob. Andy Turpin is the head professional at Whitewater Country Club. He knows this golf course as well as anyone. Andy, take us through 16, 17, and 18.
16 is, for the tour guys, it's going to play somewhere between 160 to 165 yards. The pin placement for Sunday will be back right. So all the left side of the green, which is pretty severe, that goes straight downhill, will be taken out of play with that pin placement. So they'll have to carry it all over water. And the slightest little miss there is that it's getting wet. 17 is a pretty tight tee shot off the gold tee. It's a lot of them will take anywhere from 3 wood to 1 iron. Some of them will hit driver to take the bunkers on the left out of the play. Pin will be back left, I'm sure, and which is the green there is pretty undulating. Have a lot of tough pin placements on that green, especially that back left pin placement. And then 18 is just kind of hit it and hope. If you turn it over from right to left, you're perfect. You've got a good shot at going for the green in 2. If you leak it just a hair to the right, you're looking at a hazard or rough with the trees facing you on your second shot. Again, that's going to be a club selection hole for them. They'll go from 1-iron 3-wood to driver. Going into that green, be it their second shot or their third shot, pin probably being back left again, they will face a real severe undulating green. Very fast, very undulating, well bunkered, especially for the guys going forward in 2. And it's going to be a test. It'll be fun to watch the last 3 holes.
Let's go out now to the 16th hole and the final 3 holes of action. Joining me for the call, veteran broadcaster Gary Lee.
Jason Karen with this chip.
Well, if he can get this one down, Gary, he can get it to 9 under par. Looks good. Just a bit short. He'll tap that one in a few moments here to save par. And believe me again, par at the dangerous par 3 16th is an excellent score.
And now Gilly with his approach on 17.
That's a great shot here. So he'll have that left for a birdie.
To 16, Todd Bailey looking for back-to-back birdies here.
Got a lot of real estate to cover here, and wow, for the second time in a row, remember back at 15, he almost canned the eagle. So he's got that putter working today. Quite a sense of humor. Didn't see it there.
On to the 17th green with Chris Wilson.
Oh, Chris there would have gone 5 under par.
On the 15th green, this is Dickie Thompson looking to go to -9.
The veteran played on the PGA Tour about 3 different times. Boy, just barely off the lip. Dickie with a brand new lady friend, and she walked the whole way with him. And Dickie and his mother Reba make their home in Peachtree City.
And on to 17, this will be Steve Gilly putting for birdie.
Well, he just absolutely lost the line there, and he's not happy.
There you see some of the faithful watching the action here at Whitewater.
Well, they'll just mop up a bit here, a little left on the bone, as they say.
On to 16, this is Brian Slevin on the tee.
Again, this par 3, you can have all the water you want to go at it, and he's going to play a safe shot here right to the middle of the green. Not bad at all.
And Lee, we move to the 17th tee. This is Karen to tee first.
Most of the guys are looking down the right side, just trying to use a little bit of a draw, trying to get it back and approach this small 17th green from the right side of the fairway. Plenty of length here. He'll be pleased with this drive.
And next up to tee on 17 is Todd Bailey.
Again, he has won on the Hooters Tour. Has been involved in a playoff that he lost on the Hooters Tour, so plenty of experience, solid player. Will not particularly like coming into the green from that area of the rough, trying to get it back there like Jason's into the fairway.
And finally on 17, it's Chris Petticord to tee.
Veteran player. Plays well on tough courses in Whitewater, in perfect shape, but yet it's a test. Misses the fairway to the right side, so like Todd, he will look to come out of the rough to this green.
And we go back to 15 for the approach of Mark Wilson.
Mark Wilson, out of the state of Wisconsin, went to school at Chapel Hill, won the tournament coming into this one at Greenville, South Carolina. was in a playoff with Tiger Woods at the U.S. Junior Championship one year, had a 2-stroke lead over Tiger with 5 holes to go. And a lot of things happen on the way to losing for Mark, but he is certainly a great young player. Got here in 2 at the par 5 15th.
Not quite enough steam on that pitch shot.
Thanks to a sensational 31 on the front side, Garrett Willis, our leader, at -16. Kamen, Zorkic, and Gardner all at -12, while Slevin and Karen are back at 9 and 8, respectively.
And to 16, this is Brian Slevin for birdie to get to -10.
Again, Brian having himself quite a tournament. Talked to him this week. Real pleased with how things are coming together. Just misses. Again, 3 is a good number at 16.
And back to 15 with Mark Wilson.
Well, you saw his third shot here just not get nearly where he wanted to be. And this man, I am told, is probably as good a putter as there is on the tour this year. And let's see what happens here. So he'll tap this one in for his par. He's 4 over today. Not his best performance, but again, a winner a week ago and up there on the leaderboard in this event.
And we move forward to the 16th green. Scott Gardner. He's putting for a birdie to go to -13.
Scott likes television. He won the tournament in Myrtle Beach last year that was on television. He will find the rest of this for his par. Wife Sherry out here with him. Not caddying, though, this year. His brother is.
When you're married and you got some kids coming, you got to make every dime you can out here. So my game's kind of stepped up a little bit in the last couple of years. Having her along just shows me that, you know, I got to take care of 2 of us instead of 1 of us now. So
Here's Dickie Thompson on 16. This is to go to -9.
And they call baseball a game of inches. Happy-go-lucky, just swinging the club back and forth and the tap in.
And we'll move forward to the approach shot on 17 for Jason Karen.
Good solid hit there, and he'll be pleased with that. Leaves himself about an 8 to 10 footer.
The approach of Chris Petticord.
One of the more veteran players on the tour still. He's a young man. Now he'll try to catch this one real good and set up some action on the ball. He'll like that. Outstanding young player. Speaking of outstanding young men, there is one of those that heads up the NGA Hooters Tour. We'd like for you to meet now the president of the tour, Kobe Brooks.
Overall, the players, I think, enjoy the tour. They are looking for the PGA status. This is a developmental stage or a stage where they can perfect their game overall. I do enjoy athletics, and I like going out and playing with the guys. And I know several of them very well or personally. But overall, the sense is they think it's a good place to play, other than the Nike Tour or the PGA Tour, and I think they like to call it home.
Garrett Willis continues as our leader at -16. Kamen, Zorkic, and Gardner all at -12, 4 strokes back. Then it's Brian Slevin and Jason Karen.
Stick around. More Birdies and Eagles next on NGA Hooters Tour.
On Fox.
This tour opened the 1998 campaign in Jacksonville, Florida. They were at Steve Melnick's beautiful Champions Golf Course, and we had an outstanding tournament there. 4 young men have won already in 1998. We'd like for you to meet them.
Jacksonville, I started relaxing and I didn't worry about anything, and the putter got hot and I started hitting it better and having fun and won.
You know, and the thing is, if you win a tournament out here, you want to win one even more. I mean, that gets you even more determined. More, you know, you want to win them all after you win one.
I had a new set of irons in the bag, new driver, changed my putter a little bit. So pretty much it was like almost with a new set of clubs that week, and everything just went right. It was just a good week. I made all the putts, and you know, it was just my week to win.
It was good to get 4 solid rounds in, and it's kind of almost a relief that, because I was looking for that sometime, hoping that I'd get a win this year, and it's good to get one out of the way, and now you just look for many more if possible.
Before we go back to the action at the 18th, Garrett Willis, your leader, followed by Scott Kamen, Zoran Zorkic, and Scott Gardner, all at 12 under par. Brian Slevin is at 9, Jason Karen at -8.
And we're back at Whitewater, the home hole, the tee shot of Chris Wilson.
Well, ideally, you're going to get this somewhere down the center to left center of the fairway to have a legitimate chance to go at it in 2. I can tell you now, he's not going to be real happy with that drive.
And back to 16, our first look at Jack O'Keefe. He's coming off a birdie at 15.
Jack, back from the PGA Tour we played last year, lost his card, did not make enough money. Whoops. Did that get to the water? It's very, very close, and that is not a place to be.
Back to 18, the tee shot of Gilly.
Steve Gilly. This off the left-hand side of the fairway. Not bad. He'll like that all right.
And on the 17th green, here's Jason Karen putting for birdie to go to -9.
Willis, again, the leader through 12 holes at 16 under par. Great condition. The golf course throughout, the players just raved about how fine the greens were.
Back to 16, this is Scott Kamen.
Again, the pin is cut back right, what they call a sucker pin, and just misses. That is not a bad shot.
And the 17th green, Petticord now for his birdie to go to -5, 2 over on his round today.
The big putter, something new this year for Chris Petticord out of Humboldt, Texas. The big miss. Many times they don't need to say a word. It's the expression in golf.
He'll clean that up.
Chris, again, having a good tournament, though. Looking for something solid.
And back to 15, this is Zoran Zorkic for Eagle.
Started the day with the lead at -12, quickly lost the lead to Garrett Willis. We have seen so many players come up so short on this hole. They are just mystified that hitting the ball right into the green there, I can't tell you. I sat out at 15 and watched several players approach from that side and come up short. He has left some real work here. Well, he had that walk, he had that move like I know it's in the hole, and that's a great putt, a great putt.
Sometimes the body language works.
Mm-hmm.
Next on 15, it's Chris Winship. He's had a very good tournament.
Chris won on the tour in 1997, played some on the Nike Tour, and gets this one safely in the hole.
They head to 18. This is the fairway shot of Steve Gilly from about 215.
This hole can really create problems. You know, guys sit out there and go at it and So many times they either find that trap or one of the traps, well bunkered hole, and he's just short. And that's what he has left for getting on in 3.
And back to 15, our leader Garrett Willis, putting for par to stay at -16. 5 under on the day.
He had a great shot here to get the ball up there to have the opportunity. He'd hit his 3rd shot over the green on the right side. So Garrett Willis, the former East Tennessee State All-America, continues to hold a commanding 4-shot lead through 15 holes.
Hi, this is Chrissy. Y'all stay tuned for more NGA Hooters Tour.
You know what they say, sauce sells.
Get him out of there. Post it up, boys. Let's go.
There's ordinary beer. And then there's Michelob. Beer or Michelob?
Finding the best bottled water can be very confusing. At first glance, all water looks the same. But if you scientifically precipitate out the solids, you discover all water is not equal. Introducing naturally fresh, pure spring mountain water, refreshingly pure. This naturally fresh spring water adds extra quality to the all-natural goodness of every naturally fresh product. Make the clear choice. Naturally fresh, pure spring mountain water.
Race fans, the thunder of USAR Hooters Pro Cup racing roars into a track near you, so beware. USA International Speedway, Langley, Peach State, Tri-County, Concord, and more. Hooters Pro Cup has 250 laps of kicking the asphalt. In your face. No holds barred. Short track racing. Jay Fogelman, the coach Jerry Glanville, Justin Labonte, Mario Gosselin, and more lead the field in the chase for more than $2 million. For ticket information, call 800-852-7223. Don't miss the excitement of USAR Hooters Pro Cup racing.
As you check out the leaderboard, we're headed out to 16, where former PGA Tour pro Jack O'Keefe has a problem. Jack O'Keefe does not like this club. He had hit a shot, almost got up onto the green, missed. And now he is hitting his 3rd shot at the par 3 16th. This hole has frustrated more players, and Jack is usually unflappable. He'll have that left for a bogey at the 16th.
And on to 18. This is Chris Wilson, 205 out. He's got a 3-iron.
Again, very, very inviting 5-hole. So what you're looking at there has remaining for an eagle opportunity.
Here we have Wes Short on 18.
Wes, just a strong player in 97 on this tour, and everyone I've talked to raves about him, and he'll have that left for an opportunity.
And back to 17. This is the tee shot of Scott Gardner.
National Small College Player of the Year back in the early 90s, and Scott, his brother's caddying for him today in the final round. His parents are here.
And back to 16, Scott Kamen for birdie to go to -13.
Even though Scott missed this putt, he has really developed into an outstanding talent on this tour.
After I won in Dallas last year, I mean, it changed me. I mean, it made me a better person. I stopped worrying about making cuts and started worrying more about winning than anything else. And, you know, now, I mean, cuts are important, but being in contention is where it's all at. I mean, I mean, the whole goal is to try to win.
played in his first Hooters Tour event when he was 18 years old. The tour played out at Bainbury Resort, which is owned by his parents and his uncles. And so Scott was introduced to golf at a real young age and became quite a player in Tennessee junior golf back at 13 and 14 years of age. So he finishes up.
And we move to 17 and the tee shot of Dickie Thompson.
Just an all-around package there in Dickie Thompson. A couple of years ago, he had the opportunity to win the Deposit Guarantee Classic as he puts this tee shot right in the middle of the fairway. And led by a couple of shots going the last few holes and just fell just a bit short.
Next to play, Brian Slevin.
Mentioned earlier that Brian, I think this year is really starting to come of age on this tour and as a player. I really looked for Brian to get in serious contention again. And on this particular shot there, it looks like he got some of the Sahara there, so he'll have a little bit of work to do there.
We move to 18 and the approach of Steve Gilly, his third shot.
Uh-oh. You know, when I play out the country club, they call that a little bit of chilly there.
Also on 18, Chris Wilson, 1 over for today.
Chris, another one of those bright young talents, just new to the tour.
And once again, Steve Gilly, his fourth shot on 18.
A lot of relatives out here since he's from Noonan, Georgia, just up the road, and he'll have that remaining for his par, and believe you me, well, it stopped right there. That's it's going to be a difficult par effort.
Out of the bunker on 17, Brian Slevin.
Well, we saw Brian miss the fairway just a couple of moments ago, and they say keep the lower part of the body very, very quiet on this shot. Just swing the upper part of the body, and it's looks like he's got it well on his way. And I'm still looking. Did he find the bunker again?
And on the 18th, Todd Bailey. He was one of the first-round leaders with a 65.
Todd will give himself an excellent opportunity now here to get home in 2 on the par 5. This Steve Gilly, if you remember, he chunked his fourth shot, or the third shot, and he'll have to settle for bogey here at 18. Not a happy ending. Golfers like to finish with a little bit of thing called Mo, and this for his bogey to finish his tournament. Steve Gilly, again, another outstanding young talent, which the NGA Hooters Tour is full of talented young players. If you don't think so, check the PGA Tour rosters and the Nike Tour rosters.
Oh, that for an eagle from West Short.
So a tap-in birdie. Boy, those are the best kind of birdies to make. Obviously, he's disappointed, but when you got that kind of effort going for you, you just tap in that birdie.
And Petticord's tee shot on number 18.
Chris, again, a veteran player, splits the fairway, has played this hole a number of times. The tour plays here twice during the year. This is the home course, Whitewater. We're very proud of this golf course.
That, of course, is Zorkic, his tee shot on 16. And Chris Winship on 16.
The par 3 playing today at about 175 yards. And he goes right toward the middle of the green. And just off the edge, right back there, with looks about like 40, 45 feet yet to the pin for his birdie effort.
And next to play our leader, Garrett Willis.
For all intents and purposes, a couple of years ago, he lost a 4-shot lead in the tournament because of the double bogey at this hole. But he's become special in pro golf. We talked to him earlier.
When did it seem apparent that you were sort of special as a golfer in high school? Any wins? What were the kind of things that started saying, this guy's a little better than ordinary?
Well, I always thought to myself that I was pretty good, but I really hadn't gotten in many big tournaments, and I felt like the tournament I played in the Dallas City Junior the summer before I moved to Knoxville, Tennessee, and played really well, and then moved into a new high school in the fall of '91, and played on a really good high school golf team. I shot 65 in the districts my senior year, and then went on to win the state, and played really well there, shot 5 under, and at the time it tied the record, the all-time best score ever shot. And then the letters kept coming in, and the college coaches were calling me, and that really gave me an opportunity to go to school and get an education and play golf, and then my golf just kind of took off from there.
And through 15 holes of play, he has a commanding 3-shot lead with Zoran Zorkic at 13 under.
Hi, I'm Lisa from Hooters of Cumberland. Coming up next, the final coverage of the NGA Hooters Tour.
TJ and I were just walking through the park, and out of nowhere, a little boy comes up to me and says, "Can I have your autograph?" I looked around and I said, "Me? Why me?" He says, "Well, my dad and I were in the restaurant the other day, and you're our Hooters girl." I love my job. Hooters has provided me the opportunity to pursue my education in broadcast journalism. One day, Tom Brokaw, I'm gonna have your job. And TJ, he never has to worry about where his next bone's coming from. Come see me at Hooters.
Naming our salad dressing Naturally Fresh gives us a lot to live up to. So we use only the freshest vegetables and spices. And because we add no preservatives, you won't find Naturally Fresh on the salad dressing aisle. You'll only find it in the refrigerated produce section. Naturally Fresh gives you premium quality without the premium price. We're located with the rest of the fresh produce. So try us next time you shop for fresh fruits and vegetables. The Naturally Fresh name is our promise.
Final round action at the Jackaroot Classic is brought to you by V-Flight. Play it. And by Top Flight, the longest ball. Hewlett-Packard. And by Rapport Composites, premium quality graphite shafts.
As you can imagine, a lot of things can happen in professional golf during the course of a season. Tournament director and rules official Tim Singer had to deal in this event with a piece of tape that came off the back of a putter that belonged to one of the players.
Recently in this tournament, we had a player who happened to have missed a short putt, and in disgust wrapped his putter on his foot, knocking off commonly used metal tape. Unbeknownst to him, he had altered the playing characteristics of the club. Now, what the player should have done was simply put the club in his bag and left it there, because when you alter a club's playing characteristics not during the normal course of play, you may no longer use that club. Unfortunately, this player continued to use the club during the rest of his round and thus disqualified himself.
As we check out the leaderboard now, the real battle appears to be for second place as Garrett Willis holds that lead. Let's go out to the 18th fairway.
And next up, Petticord. in the 18th fairway, his second shot on the par 5.
You get back at that 18th tee way back there, and 10, 12 handicapper says, boy, how do guys get home in 2 here? But these guys can move the golf ball. Outstanding young players on the NGA Hooters Golf Tour that you're watching here. So many of these fellas move on to the big tour, the list of names. Chris makes the bunker at the 18th.
And having a good tournament at -12, Scott Kamen about to tee off at 17.
The people that have watched this young man play, and remember he has won on the Hooters Tour, concede and say readily that this young man is a real talent and will be heard from, I'm sure. On his drive here at 17, gets it down the right side, so he's going to have a wedge or 9-iron into the green for his birdie opportunity. Scott Kamen, fine player.
And here's Wilson's tee shot on number 17.
Mark Wilson. If the name sounds familiar, he did win the last tournament at Greenville, South Carolina, really bringing his game around very quickly. Something distracted him for a moment there, so he'll line up again here at hole number 17, the par 4. Mark out of the University of North Carolina. Not real happy about the outcome for his beloved Tar Heels. He'll get this one down there down the right side on 17. Catches the rough over there, so he'll have a bit of work to do there. Again, a wedge or 9-iron into the green.
And Brian Slevins found the bunker. This is his third shot.
Out of one bunker into another, so this is his third shot. Not a good offering there. Did not have a real great lie in that bunker.
In the hunt for second place, Chris Winship on 16.
This is a birdie try. Realistically, he's looking at par, hopefully. Now, that, I'm sure Chris will check that one out and be very, very careful.
And to go to -14, Zoran Zorkic.
Just a tough front side, you know, one where he made 3 bogeys on the front, and you could tell Zoran just letting out a little frustration there. So that's for his 3, and we'll get back to him.
Here's a putt to share second at -13 from Gardner at 17.
This tap in for his par at the par 4 17th hole.
And we go back to 16. Our leader, Garrett Willis. This is for his 6th birdie of the day.
Our final group. Quite a bit different on the final hole at the final time he'll play the 16th hole today than a couple of years ago, and he makes his par.
And next to play and to stay at -13, Zorkic for par.
Left it a lot shorter than he had hoped. When they move like that, Gary, toward the hole after hitting it, that's usually a real good sign that they like the putt.
Ahead to 18, the approach of Jason Caron, his 3rd shot.
A good opportunity there. He's got an uphill putt, and the guy's always, if you got a putt of 4, 5, 6, 7 feet, you want it uphill.
On 17, here's Scott Kamen.
All day long it's been wedges, and I don't think anything more than a wedge or a 9-iron at this second shot for most guys. That got away from him. Left himself far too much. The pin placements today were really, really good. Boy, I tell you, in the final day at Whitewater, you can set those pins.
And an eagle try for Bailey on the 18th.
I played with Todd in the Pro-Am, and he told me, he said, I know I wasn't a real good Pro-Am partner, didn't play that well, but I've tried to make up for it this week. He said, I remember one time I won a Pro-Am, and then I proceeded to shoot 77 in the first round of a tournament. So I'm sort of trying to take those Pro-Ams with a grain of salt. he left that one really a lot shorter than he had intended, I'm sure.
And 4 over for the day, the approach shot of Mark Wilson on 17.
Another one of those bright young lights just out of college. Outstanding Atlantic Coast Conference golfer, and he will have a long birdie opportunity.
On the 17th tee, Zoran Zorkic.
Zoran, not in the best of health the last couple of days of this event. He said the pollen had really gotten to him, and he said he was really trying to battle that. He did not get into the bunker there. Now, how much of a stance he's going to have will remain to be seen.
Here's a guy who could use a birdie, Scott Gardner from the 18th fairway.
He sure could. We've got a heck of a battle going on for second place, but he finds a bunker. Again, this 18th hole is well bunkered.
This man's still in position for second place, Winship on 17.
I think he's a lot like Scott Kamen. I think Chris Winship has got a lot of great golf left in him.
Nice shot.
I found that, I mean, it's no mystery, but I found that I play well on all the tough golf courses. I mean, all my good finishes this year are on the tough ones. Last year at Pine Hills, it was tough, and I won there. The year before, all the tough golf courses, I played well.
Our leader, Garrett Willis.
That's big. He just blew that one off the tee.
And back to the home hole with Scott Kamen. He's going to probably try to get home in 2 here, do you think?
Sure do. It looks like he's going to take the path down there, though. I don't know. He didn't quite catch all of that one.
Third shot of Slevin on 18.
That's a fine effort right there. Good effort. Has that remaining now for his birdie.
And another sand shot, this Gardner on 18.
Good trap player. So, a couple of birdie opportunities there at the 18th hole for those two fellas.
Zorkic on 17, his approach.
I think he's got something to prove in the last couple of holes there, but he misses the green to the left side, so he'll have some real work there just to get that one up and down.
To finish at -10, Slevin for birdie.
Out of the trap, into the hole.
And back to 17, Chris Winship.
Take it right at the pin. It's placed in the back part of the green, and little backup on the ball leaves him 4 or 5 feet away.
Back to the home hole. It's Scott Gardner to finish at -13.
This effort here will put Scott just a little higher up on that leaderboard. 15,000 for first place, 8,500 second place on the tour. Garrett Willis's second shot at 17. A good effort right there.
18, Scott Kamen, his third shot. If he birdies, he's going to be tied for second place with Zorkic.
Wow.
Oh.
He almost did better than that, didn't he?
And a chip for Zorkic on the 17th green.
He'll leave this birdie chip just short.
Well, I've been somewhat pleased the way I've played this year, but it seems like on the weekends I haven't really putted as well as I would like, and that's been the case, unfortunately, these 2 days that we played out here. But I definitely come out to win. I think everybody out here does.
Our leader, Garrett Willis for birdie.
Not much doubt where he wanted that to turn. A great young talent, just learning to have a little better control of his emotions. Garrett Willis. And now for birdie, Chris Winship. This would put him into a 4-way tie for second place. And right now, second place is held by 3 players, Gardner, Kamen, and Zorkic. Willis, your leader at -16 heading to the 18th hole.
Last year was a little bit of a letdown. I played in 18 Nike events. Didn't really play particularly well. I felt, moderately good about my game, and then kind of threw in the towel at the end of the year and just wanted to get a clean start. And coming back out here, and after these last couple weeks and beginning this year, I've been really playing well. I've been shooting a lot of low numbers. Generally in the past, my strengths have been on the weekends, and now I'm shooting a couple 60 rounds in the first couple rounds, and it's really giving me a lot of momentum into the weekend, and I feel really good about my game, and I just hope things continue for me.
Meanwhile, in the 18th fairway, second shot, Chris Winship, he's going after it, the par 5, about 230 yards. He'll be short in that bunker. Garrett Willis, uncharacteristic for him. He's going to lay up on his second shot here with about 220 yards or so to the green, playing it very safe, even with a 3-shot lead. We're headed for the finale at the home of the Hooters Tour at Whitewater.
We'll crown the champion next, right here at the Jackaroo Classic.
What the?
The third shot now of Garrett Willis at the final hole. He won't mind that. Right there for birdie, that would put him 17 under par and would pad his lead. Garrett Willis, young man again out of East Tennessee State University, where he was an All-America, won the first time he was on the Hooters Tour. From the trap, Chris Winship, they're in 2 on this par 5, 18th hole, and almost for the eagle. He'll have that remaining for a birdie and a chance to go 13 under par. Zoran Zorkic, this for eagle to finish at 15, just leaves it short. The Z-Man, as they call him, out of near Houston, Texas. Kingwood, Humble, he uses a number of addresses. That's a birdie, and that will put him to 14 under all by himself as he shows you his new putter. This for birdie for Chris Winship to put him at 13 under and in a 3-way tie at that score. He misses, so he'll finish up at 12 under par. Chris Winship, Columbia, South Carolina. It's his hometown. All of this at Whitewater Country Club. That's the home of the Hooters Tour. And now, to go 17 under the championship, the $15,000 first prize money, and for his second win ever on the Hooters Tour, this is Garrett Willis. There's your champion, the young man who last year won the Panama Open, played some on the Nike Tour, being congratulated by his playing mates Winship and Zorkic. Win number 2, Garrett Willis finishes with a fine round of 66, 17 under par. In second place all by himself thanks to that final birdie, Zoran Zorkic, and then it's Scott Gardner, Scott Kamen at 13 under, Chris Winship at 12. Here's what the money board looked like following the Whitewater event. Willis, just over $27,000 as your leader, followed by Wilson, Larson, Thompson, Blanton, and Zorkic. And how about the Naturally Fresh $500,000 Winners Points Championship? It takes on this complexion following the 5th event of the year. Scott Medlin leads, but just barely over Scott Kamen. And then Zoran Zorkic, Chris Winship, Mark Wilson, and Karen at 570 points, and those are the tops in money and points.
Well, Garrett, on behalf of all Hooters restaurants, Naturally Fresh Foods, Jackaroo Meat Sauces, you had a spectacular round today and a great 4-day tournament round. I'd like to present you the check for $15,000 and say thank you for coming out and playing here on the tour and bringing your vast expertise, and just congratulations, and I hope we see more of you during the year and winning more tournaments.
Thank you very much. Appreciate it.
We're going to ask Garrett. He has a hard time talking, Kobe. Garrett doesn't talk very well, but I'm going to give you 2 microphones, Garrett, and give you 35 seconds or a little longer here and let you talk about today and about this week, because I know now you like this golf course.
Yeah. Thank you very much, Lee. You've always been a big help and a big support to this tour. And yes, I do particularly like this golf course. Last year, 96 was the first year I played here. I played really well, had a couple bad breaks coming down the stretch, but left with a lot of good memories, left with a lot of good thoughts, and actually learned a lot. And I think the learning process that I've gone through over the last couple years is really going to pay off in the future. And this is actually a very special tournament for me now that my parents have been here to watch me win. They haven't been present since an amateur tournament. I've got my girlfriend Jennifer here with me. First time she's had the opportunity to watch me win. And some of my other friends out here. And I also like to say thanks to Whitewater, Bob Brooks, and everybody else, Tim Singer and his staff. The golf course was in great shape. I don't think I heard a single complaint all week. And if it was up to me, I'd play out here every week.